Welcome to Priceless Takes.
Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for waiting during our short break. For the second part of the episode, we are going to get into some NBA talk, and I have two renowned guests with me, two men that I think are the highest quality of basketball, not only players, but also of their opinions. Ladies and gentlemen, we have Oscar Hardcastle and Tyson McMullen joining us on the show today. Gents, how are you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Well, thank you, Mr. Price.
Good. I'm keen to hear your opinions. Behind the scenes, these two gentlemen have been doing a lot of talk, so we'll see how they go under the big lights. But we're going to get into some NBA talk. A lot has been happening in the league so far. Everyone just having big night after big night after big night. We saw Donovan Mitchell the other night dropping 71 points. Who knows if that'll be the last time something like that happens.
Against my Bulls.
Yeah, against Oscar's Bulls. I don't think Oscar would have been too happy about that one. But we are going to get the show kicked off talking about the recent NBA standings. Right now, the Nuggets and the Celtics topping the conferences. We have the Grizzlies and Nets in a close second. And then the rest of the teams fill out from there. But when we look down to the bottom, we have the Toronto Raptors sitting in the 11th spot in the East, 1.5 games back in the play-in tournament. The Lakers and Jazz in the West are one game outside the play-in and only 1.5 games out of the 6th seed. So there is from 6 to 12, there is a lot of movement to still be done in the West. But we are going to start the show talking about the Lakers. They had their 5-game win streak snapped last night against the Denver Nuggets. LeBron out with an ankle injury. Anthony Davis still out. He's been out for the past 2 weeks with a foot injury. Look, some players have been stepping up for the Lakers, like Thomas Bryant, Dennis Schroeder, and co. They've been stepping up, really, putting the Lakers in a good position to contend because they started off the season pretty poorly. But gents, the question I want to ask from you, and Tyson, I'll hear from you first, being the Lakers guru that you are, is can the Lakers jump to the 6th seed before Anthony Davis gets back? He is rumored to be ramping up his basketball activity at this moment.
Look, from the past, before the loss against Denver, we had, 5-game win streak? 5-game win streak, just LeBron and Russ and co, obviously. Thomas Bryant stepping up, put on the big boards. I think he averaged over 10 recently?
No, in his 15 games without AD, he's averaging 16, 9, and 1 assist.
Okay.
Don't forget about big Will Gabriel.
Yeah.
Gabriel, yeah. And Schroeder's been going off. He's been scoring like a machine, doing his job at starting point. So very proud of that. Stepping up. Russ off the bench. He's been doing well. But that little duo of I guess LeBron and Russ, sort of, even though Russ is coming off the bench. But they've been doing pretty well without AD. The other key players are defining their roles. They're doing their thing. We've pulled off some wins against, who was it? I can't quite remember who we actually
They had a big win
versed.
against the Kings the other night.
That was it, yeah. And with the questionable.
I mean,
Kings are what?
the
Fifth seed.
Kings
They're fifth
are sitting
seed.
at the 5 seed right now, so they're something. They're a force to be reckoned with. They got that little Sabonis Fox duo.
But no, yeah, they although De'Aaron Fox wasn't too happy with the late ball at the end there, but we've been doing well. But obviously coming against the 1 seed against Denver, couldn't pull it off without LeBron, so that's all right. But before AD gets back, I feel like we can move up to the 6th seed comfortably, since there can be a lot of movement.
A lot of movement. Okay, Tyson's a solid yes. Oscar, you seem to
they're
disagree.
solid,
You
yeah.
want to tell us why?
They aren't getting to the 6th seed. Who's the 6th seed at the moment?
The
You
Warriors.
do realize how big
So they've got to be on the Warriors level. You got your AD coming back in 2 weeks. He's going to play 5 more games to get injured again in midair. The only person doing something on that team when LeBron's not there, realistically, is Russell Westbrook off the bench. And then you get a few bits and pieces. Thomas Bryant, inflated numbers because AD's gone.
Well, you've got to realize how close, from 12th to 7th, how close all the standings are.
Yeah, I understand that, but are the Lakers winning without LeBron and AD? No.
No, just saying without AD before AD gets back.
Look. I think
LeBron's old ass only playing 50 games this season.
Look, I don't know. I think it's pretty 50-50 because you have some reeling teams in here. The Suns right now are reeling. They've dropped below 500. The Clippers,
They're losing
unfortunately,
streaks insane.
they're
You
reeling
got,
right now. They're
but you
versing
got
the
good
Mavericks.
teams. You
They're
got
versing
good
the
teams. Though, like
Mavericks tonight.
Utah's
Utah's
playing
below.
beautiful
Yeah.
basketball, but they're playing good basketball.
Utah's dropped off though.
They,
I
yeah,
don't
Yeah, but
know.
they're playing.
they had their little run. They had their
They're
little run
still
at the
playing good
start.
basketball. Laurie Markin, and that's Chicago born and bred, really. But
They had their run at the start, but now it's just
they've got. So
Jordan
Luka,
Clarkson is
telling
trying
me,
to square up with everyone. It's just it's not
you're
looking
telling
too
me,
good over there.
Pricey, you're telling me that the Lakers are going to move above the Clippers.
No. I'm saying that there's potential for them
There's
to move
not.
up. Okay, look,
Definitely potential. There's
there's
definitely
potential because if you look at the teams, like I think the
They
Warriors
need
can hold
AD
down
back,
the
man.
fort.
They can't.
The Warriors can hold down the fort,
Yeah,
but the
because
Clippers
Curry's
right
coming
now
back.
they're on a 6-game losing streak. They're versing the Mavericks tonight, and I don't give them much shot
That's
to
an
win
L.
that game. The Suns are also on a 6-game losing streak, and they
D-Book's
could
out.
lose
How long's
tonight
D-Book
as
out for?
well. That's what I mean. But at least if like the D book's out, the Suns
There's
keep
a lot of
winning. The
movement.
Suns keep losing. Like that's a part of the game, unfortunately. So I think the Lakers, I could realistically see them maybe hit the 8th spot.
Definitely.
But I think they would need to have another 5
Yeah,
or
maybe
6
8.
game win streak to get to the 6th spot. But I do want to get
They
into
just-
the bigger picture here, boys. When AD does come back, assuming he does stay healthy, which we know is very questionable, I'm a bit skeptical. Like Oscar,
Most
Tyson's a little bit
injury-prone-
optimistic.
Injury-prone player in the
What-
league. The most.
What is the
injury-prone player in the league.
ceiling for this Lakers team this year? Oscar, I'll ask you first.
Okay, a healthy Lakers squad is dominant. Like AD was balling before he got injured. They've just got no depth. That's the issue. That's why I don't think they'll go far into the playoffs if they make the playoffs. But I reckon a healthy team could probably, like for the rest of the season, could probably get them 5th.
Fifth?
If they
Okay.
stay, if they stay healthy for the remainder of the season, I reckon 5th. That I'd maybe get past the first round if they're still healthy, but it's there's no depth there. If one player goes down, it's game over. There's no depth on that team.
Yep, Tyson, your thoughts?
Well, I was going to say top 5 seed in the West. If full healthy squad, realistically, top 5, definitely, no doubt about it.
Their
Yeah.
bench-
I mean, Anthony Davis. What he before he got injured, he played.
He was putting MVP numbers like
what did he get? He only missed like 2 games before he got injured, didn't he? Something like that. It was like
Yeah, he missed a couple at the start of the season.
yeah. Well, I remember just seeing like his record, like out of
He had his
20,
back. He had a
25
back
games,
thing
it
at
was
the
like
start of the
he only
season.
missed 2 games from out of 25 games, and he was balling
He
like
sprained his ankle midair.
yeah. He's done his ankle, but realistically speaking, I feel like fully healthy, top 5 team in the West.
So I just want to know then. So if we go through the team, so if we had the Lakers at 5th, you would have the Nuggets above them. Yes, we'd have the Nuggets above the Lakers.
They're a
We
good
have-
regular season
We
team.
have the Grizzlies above the Lakers as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
And then, do we think the Pelicans are going to drop off? Do you think they're going to stay in a
I
top 4?
think they're going to drop off.
Oh,
gonna
they'll
drop
drop.
off?
They'll drop. BI. Yeah.
Pelicans
CJ's,
gonna drop?
CJ's
they had-
balling at the moment.
CJ's balling, but if they had
Okay.
BI, they'd stay top 5.
Okay, so we'll leave them out. So the Mavericks, do you think? I think they're going to creep
I
get in
think
the top
I
4.
think they're going to creep
Yeah.
up. Doncic is
So that's
ridiculous.
3 teams right there. And then, do we think the Warriors are going to leapfrog into a top 4 seed as well?
Do we know when Curry's back?
Curry's back tonight. Curry's back today.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
They're going to be top 3, I think.
Yeah. Okay. So we have those 4. So then we're going to take the Lakers. We're going to take the Lakers over the
Fifth or
Kings, the
sixth.
Clippers, the
Fifth or
Suns,
sixth.
the Clippers. I can, look,
Fifth or sixth, I
personally,
reckon. That's fifth
I
or
could
sixth. I'm
I could
happy
see
with
the
that.
Lakers 5-6. You mean if the Clippers got their asses sorted, then
Yeah.
they could go some places. But look, I don't know what's happening right now. They got to have some big
Clippers
changes
got no future either. They just
in
got
the
Terrence
trade
Mann.
deadline. Yeah, look, our future's in Oklahoma City, unfortunately. I would love to have Shea
No,
back on this team.
26-year-old Terrence Mann.
Wow.
I
If
would
he
love
had
to
Shea
have-
as well.
I would love to
Oh
have
my.
Shea back
But
on this team.
imagine.
It would be nasty. But
He's averaging like 30.
yeah, look, I
But
don't know.
it's sort of empty
And
buckets,
he's
though. I'm
staying
not gonna
healthy.
lie.
And he's staying healthy.
Oh,
Oh.
don't.
I'm not gonna lie. He's getting like empty buckets on the Thunder though.
No,
Like,
but
he's a great scorer. Great scorer. Great
Well,
scorer, but
look, the Thunder are only half a game behind the Lakers in the standings right now. So they're actually,
Actually,
they might just, yeah, they are.
they beat the
They're at
Celtics.
13.
They scored
They're at the
150 against the
beat the
13th
Celtics.
spot.
Celtics.
So,
That was
like,
They got 150
without
against the
shade,
Celtics.
without
Without
shade.
shade.
yeah, I know.
Jalen Williams
So,
stepped up. The
Healthy
the
Celtics
forward
team.
Jay Williams, not the center.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
forward Jalen.
yeah.
Yeah, he
So,
stepped
look,
up
I don't
well.
know. I mean, the Thunder might just quit halfway through the season and decide to tank after the All-Star break. Like, I don't really know.
Try and get Big Victor.
Maybe. But look, I could realistically, if with a healthy team, getting out of the first round, but I really don't like the Mavericks as a matchup for them. I also
At the end-
really wouldn't like the Nuggets, who would
At
they
the
would
end of the
probably
day-
face in the second round.
Yeah.
And
At
I
the-
don't know.
At the end of the day, if the Lakers make the playoffs, not the play-in, because I don't think they'll get through the play-in personally. If they make the playoffs, it's 6 to what is the play-in?
7 to 10 is the play-in. First 6 get automatic seeding.
Okay, so if they make the playoffs, I reckon they've got LeBron. They'll go third round. I reckon.
Maybe.
LeBron just does it. LeBron just does it in the playoffs.
Look, well, LeBron this season is averaging 29, 8, and 7. And
Freaky,
that
man.
honestly,
Oh, it's not bad.
that's as good as
38
his-
years old, bro.
That's as good as his averages have been, like, nearly ever. Like,
Yeah,
I
but
went and
what's
looked back.
What's his
and-
games played?
His games played, I can look
Like
it up.
30 or something.
I can't tell you right now, but yeah, it's definitely not as much as when he won
His production,
MVPs.
his production's still high and great production, but it's just he can't play 70 games anymore.
No,
He
he
can't play
can't. And
70
neither can
games.
AD. But you know who can? Russell
Yeah.
Westbrook. That's who can play 70 games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sixth man of the
he's
year.
doing well.
Sixth man of
He's
the
doing
year,
well
in my
off the
opinion.
bench.
I think in
He's
everyone's
doing well off the
opinion, he's
bench.
probably sixth man of the year too. Like, I don't know who
Yeah,
else they're going to
definitely.
have. But look, we're going to switch gears, guys. We're going to talk about the top of the West. The Denver Nuggets and the Memphis Grizzlies are sort of separating themselves. They're 2.5 games of the 3 seed. Last year, they both lost at the hands of the Golden State Warriors. But I want to get your opinion. Both really young, talented teams. Obviously, Denver have 2-time MVP Jokic. I want to know, who do you think will make it further in the playoffs out of these two teams?
I'd say Denver, in my opinion.
Denver?
Denver, yeah.
Dumbass.
Oscar?
What? Memphis Grizzlies are the best structured team in the league. They have.
Why?
I'll tell you why.
Why?
They can. You take Jar off that team, they're still winning games. You take Desmond Bain off that team, they're still winning games. They can lose their best 2 players and still win games and still win hard games. So they might not have much experience, and
But they're not winning playoff games without Jar.
Yeah, then
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying though. If they can stay at the top of the West, and I think they'll be the first seed.
You think they'll leapfrog them?
I think they'll leapfrog Denver. Denver's. What do you think of Denver? Yeah, they got Jokic, who's overrated.
2-time
He should-
MVP overrated.
He should be a 1-time MVP. We're going to look back in history.
Many people think he's going to be a 3-time this year.
If we're going to look back in history in 10 years' time, and we're going to see a little section where Jokic won 3 MVPs, I will cry. If we look back in history and see that is average. You got your Giannis's, you got your LeBrons, you got your MJs, you got your Kareems, and then you just see Jokic. Come on, man. If he won't win, if he wins a third,
Look, well, he's
mad.
at the top of the MVP ladder right now. We're going to get
It's
into
ridiculous.
the MVP. We're going to get into the MVP later in the show because I have a fair few thoughts on the MVP discussion right now too. But look, we will stay on course. The thing that I do tend to agree with Oscar on is when you look at some of the deeper stats, the Memphis Grizzlies have the second best defense in the league right now, according to defensive rating. So they can really do it on both ends of the floor. Personally, I think that they still would have lost to the Warriors, but I think if the Dillon Brooks suspension didn't happen, I think it would have been in 7, probably not in 6. I feel like they could have won that extra game. I feel like that really sort of like psychologically beat them up. I just feel like that did.
Experience.
And
no experience.
But I think even now, like Ja had a layup to win the game in game 1. You know, like they were right there. And to be fair, like Denver, they've made the conference finals, but like they lost to the Lakers in the bubble. But like, you know, the bubble doesn't really count for much. So I mean, I'm just gonna sort of like discard the bubble in its entirety.
Me too. What,
But-
Disneyland
That's
trophy?
crazy. That's
Mickey Mouse
crazy.
trophy.
That's
Mickey Mouse
crazy.
trophy.
That is crazy.
But look,
That's what you
Um,
got out of AD and LeBron. Mickey Mouse trophy.
before we switch on
I'm
to
not
the
going to argue
Eastern
that.
Conference,
That's just dumb. I'm not arguing that.
before we switch into the Eastern Conference, in one word or two words, if you want to say both names, just in one or two words, who do you have to win the West right now? Give me a team, just straight up.
Win the West.
Memphis, Tyson.
What? Just
You said
like
Denver.
come out on the top.
Yeah,
You
number
say
one seed.
Denver?
Number one seed. I'd say Nuggets. Yeah. I'll go
You
with
say
Denver.
Nuggets.
Luke's going to say something dumb outside the Clippers.
No, I have to agree with Oscar. I have Memphis coming out right now. I have Memphis coming out, but I don't think they're going to win. I think they're going to lose to whoever comes out of the East. But we will get onto the Eastern Conference now. It seems to be a 3-horse race at the top of the Eastern Conference.
The East is so good.
The Celtics, Bucks, and Nets are dominating. Oscar's Bulls ended the Nets' 12-game win streak, but they are still on a roll. But I want to know, boys, right now, if the playoffs started today, the Nets and the Bucks would be the second round matchup. And I want to know who you think would win in this matchup, considering they did play each other a couple years ago in the playoffs as well, and Milwaukee got on top on the way to the championship. But right now, who do you think would win in a second round matchup? Oscar, I'll go to you first.
It's a good one. Damn, I think Brooklyn are very, very talented team, and you've got KD, you've got Kyrie. Realistically, I think they're going to win. However, Milwaukee, their defense is crazy. But can you really stop KD? I don't think so. So I think I'm saying Nets.
Can you stop Giannis?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, Tyson, what do you
Claxton,
think?
meet me at the rim, baby.
I'd say Nets definitely beat them because Chris Middleton,
Giannis has been playing some bad games, man.
He's a bit iffy at the moment, Chris Middleton. He's just coming back from injury.
He's trash.
He's not really doing his thing. But we've seen Chris Middleton go from scoring single digits to then Kobe reminiscence. Kobe reminiscence. He can either turn it up or he can't. Yeah, he can. But coming back from injury, I don't think he's as strong as he was before. And we've seen Kevin Durant and Kyrie both doing unbelievable stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, Giannis ain't hitting the big shot in the playoffs. You know, KD is and Kyrie is. But if it's a close game, the Nets are winning.
Last time it was close, Oscar. Game 7 in Brooklyn.
Yeah, well, because his foot was on the line. Because he had size 14
But
feet.
still, they had overtime. Giannis hit a big shot in overtime, taking KD down on the block. Then Chris Middleton came back and hit another big shot.
Yeah, but we got Kyrie in the right mindset. You know, getting 20, 25 points a game now, and I think they're going to dominate. Not dominate. But I think it'll be close, but they'll win.
Look,
and now they got Ben Simmons.
Look, I have a different perspective because I have seen this matchup live, and it gave me a different feel of the game.
It's a good game to watch. God damn,
it was a great game. But listen, here's what I think. Personally, I think if Ben Simmons plays the defense of his life, the Brooklyn Nets will win. Because that's what I think. The big matchup is this Simmons versus Giannis. Like KD's gonna do his thing, Kyrie's gonna do his thing. Like, you know, if Chris Middleton's there, he's going to do his thing. Drew Holiday's going to do his thing. But when I watch them two play, Giannis dominated the first half, right? Ben Simmons locked him down in the second half. Now, do I think Giannis will get locked down by Ben Simmons for a 7-game series? Hell no. And personally, I said this in my previous episode. I think that Giannis is the best player in the NBA right now. I think he's the best player in the world. He is the best player in the world right now. Okay,
and the best player.
I don't see an issue with that. He's
going to win. Right now, yes, Giannis is the best player in the NBA. He's the best player in the NBA, and he's going to win. When it comes down to it, when push comes to shove, he's going to take it he's going to win. All right, he's a man amongst boys, and he's going to take it to them and win. Now, if Chris Middleton's not healthy, I don't give them a chance because they become too one-dimensional without Chris Middleton.
Bulls can win games against the Milwaukee Bucks.
Look, Look,
They won one.
no. All right, the Bulls got no chance. The Bulls are gonna be lucky to
But
make the
the
play.
Bulls beat.
All right,
The Bulls
the Bulls
won
are gonna be lucky to make the
one.
play-in tournament. You're probably gonna trade Zach Levine.
Whoa.
You're probably
No,
gonna
we're
trade
not.
Zach Levine at the trade deadline
Yeah,
for some
I
first
think
round
he's
picks
gone.
or something.
No, he's not.
Like,
He's
you guys-
I think he's
35 in the
done.
past 3
Yeah,
games.
exactly.
He loves the
And
crew.
what does it get you? The 10 seed? No. Anyway,
A little bit of beef
anyway.
in locker room.
I think he's done with the Bulls.
Look, I want to know if
Paying
you
30
guys
mil, man.
think outside of the Bucks, Celtics, Nets, who do you think, if you think it's just those three, or do you think there's another team that
Philly.
can contend in the playoffs? Philly, Tyson?
What the hell?
They're good. Don't get me wrong. But
God, shut up.
the Celtics, Nets, and Bucks, they're insane teams. Celtics is best in the NBA. Best team, most complete team. They're insane. Kevin Durant and Kyrie, forced to be reckoned with.
Bulls
The
beat
Bucks. Oh. And then you got Giannis, who's legit the best in the world.
Okay.
But
Look,
I just-
Oscar,
I don't think
Philly
Philly
have no
can do it.
chance. Philly have absolutely
You're
no
wrong.
chance.
Oh my.
Philly have no
You've got
chance.
Embiid,
No,
who should be in the
you're wrong.
MVP rank.
Embiid, all right? Name me the last time Embiid said healthy in a playoff series, all right? You can't.
Well,
He
that
gets
doesn't
injured
matter. If
every...
he's healthy, they
What do you
win.
mean? But he's not going to be healthy. Secondly, James Harden is probably like the biggest playoff choker right now in the league,
Yes.
okay? Every
That's
single
true.
year he
But he's
chokes,
playing well.
right?
He's got a
He's
new role in
playing
Philly.
well right now. But then what happens in Miami against Miami? He's just like, oh well, I'm just going to take 0 shots in the second half of an elimination game and get
His
eliminated.
fault. That's Doc Rivers' fault.
Like, no, it's not Doc Rivers' fault. It's Harden's fault, all right? He's the main facilitator, and I think that Philadelphia just crumble in the playoffs, and they don't have a chance. I think it's these three. If I had to choose another team, I give the Cavs a better shot than the Philadelphia 76ers.
I'd say
in
Cavs
competing.
as well.
Okay.
I'd say Cavs as well.
I give Cleveland because at
They
least
are a
I know.
great team.
No,
They are a
at least
great
I know
team.
D. Mitch is going to give me buckets in the playoffs. They might not win, but D.
No,
Mitch is
and-
going to keep me in games. He's not going to fold, all right?
And
Embiid
if Donovan's
Harden, they
not getting
fold.
buckets.
Embiid ain't folding.
They
Embiid
fold.
plays
Even
good
if-
basketball, bro.
Even if
They
Donovan's
fold.
not getting buckets, we know Garland's going to get buckets instead.
Exactly. And then Levert off the bench as well, bucket.
Even
Right.
Lamar Stevens is doing his role. Even Lamar Stevens doing his role.
Lamar Stevens, all right? You've
Oh,
got bucket
dude.
getters. I still
Evan
think,
Mobley,
look, I still think it's a
No, he's good,
3-horse
bro.
race. I don't think Cleveland or Philly can compete, but I think if I had to choose one, it would be Cleveland because Philly just have too much
You guys
choke
are-
factor in the playoffs. I'm sorry. Like, Doc Rivers has blown the most 3-1 leads ever as a head coach, okay? Then you have Harden, who has just choked all the time. He choked to the Warriors. Who else did he choke to? He choked to the Warriors twice.
You've got-
He choked last year to the Heat. Right, he choked against the Spurs as well. Like, he's literally just unraveled every single time he comes in the playoffs. And then Embiid just gets injured all the time.
You've
Last
also
year it
got
was-
Go.
Last year Embiid had he had a thumb injury in the Raptors series. When the year before that he was feeling sick.
Okay.
Like,
When
come
Philly,
on.
when Philly get to the conference finals, I'm going to come back on this podcast
Okay.
and laugh in your face.
Look, maybe, but look, even if they get to the conference finals, they'll still choke. All right, they'll choke in the conference finals.
You can
I don't think
send
they're
a
gonna get
double
that far.
team. You can send a double team to Embiid because no one's going to guard PJ Tucker. He's just there to show off
Bro,
his shoes. He's
bro.
he's
Embiid is so good.
He's a
I don't
cone.
think you
He's-
understand.
Look,
Em-
I do
Em-
understand. I watched
Embiid
Embiid
should be in
play
the MVP
live,
race,
okay?
man.
I watched him play live recently as well. I understand how good he is, but what I've seen in the past, that history normally repeats itself, unfortunately. So I don't give them much of a chance. But look, we are going to have to move on. And again, in 1 or 2 words, Oscar, who do you have coming out of the East?
Top 2 or
No, one.
Or
Who's
the
coming? Who's
first?
winning the East this year?
Oh, I think the Bucks.
The Bucks. Okay, Tyson.
I'm going to go with the Celtics.
Celtics. I have the Bucks as well. So me and Oscar can agree on that. But we
We
will
just got that
finish.
synergy.
We will finish the show with an MVP discussion. I think both of you guys have a lot to say about this. But
I think we have
Right
the same
now-
MVP.
sorry,
I think we might have the same MVP, me and Tyson.
you might have the same MVP. Well, look,
Mm.
right now, like I said, according to the NBA MVP ladder, the current MVP standings are Jokic, Tatum, Durant, Doncic, and Giannis. Tyson,
Are these the most recent?
these are the most recent, published on January the 8th, 2 days ago.
What?
These are the most recent standings according to the NBA MVP ladder. Tyson, I'm going to start with
Who the hell
you.
picks those?
Firstly, do you agree with not only the top 5 right now, but do you agree with Jokic at the top? And who is your MVP going to be at the end of the year? Who do you have winning it?
I don't agree with Jokic at the top. I just don't see.
That was so inflated.
It's just. Oh, I don't think
He
he's.
doesn't look good out there doing it.
Yeah, I don't like Jokic at the top. I really don't. Like for a third year as well. Like I don't understand how he's still in the top 3 when you have Luka, Durant, and Tatum balling, as well as Giannis doing his thing. But I guess he's there because he's also the top seed. But at the end, I'm going to give it to Doncic.
Doncic, okay.
Doncic, yeah.
Oscar?
Well, not to sound like a broken record off Tyson, but Jokic being at the top is blasphemy. You've got
Blasphemy.
Doncic at the top, averaging 34, 9, and 9. How is he not just at the top?
Well, I guess
and then
look,
the fourth
it has to
seed.
do with the seeding. That's the thing. Like, you know,
You
a
got
lot
Jamal
of the
Murray
time,
getting 34 points.
like that. Look,
Yes,
look, Jokic and Tatum right now, they are the best players on the best teams, and that's why they're at the top.
It doesn't. But does the first to fourth seed really matter? Okay. Let's look at Russell Westbrook's MVP. They were the 6th seed when he got 30,
Yeah,
10, and 10.
look. Okay, I agree with that, but like Russell Westbrook did something that only Oscar Robertson had done in the 1960s, so that kind of was a freebie. Well, not a freebie. He deserved that MVP, but he averaged a triple double, which at the time was, you know, the most historically great thing. Now, obviously, now triple doubles are still great, but they're not.
So if we're looking at seeding, the first to fourth seed, it should be the best player in the first to fourth seed should be at the top of the MVP list. Just what it should be. There's not much difference between them.
Personally, I think I agree with you guys that the NBA sort of favors Jokic a little bit. And
Are they trying to sell it in bloody Latvia or wherever?
Look, Serbia.
They're trying to sell it in Latvia.
I said earlier in one of my previous episodes that if the Mavericks can get a top 3 seed, that Doncic will win MVP. Because I feel like it's waiting.
They need that.
Really, you think they can get away with it at the 4 seed?
I reckon they could be the 5th seed and he should still win.
No, they couldn't.
What, 60 and...
Look, they couldn't. Like, he's
breaking records every single night.
He's averaging 34, 9, and 9. But, like, if he's the 5th
breaking
seed...
records every single
If he's
night.
the 5th seed and the Nuggets win 60, 65 games this year, and they're going to give the MVP to Jokic. Like, I'm just telling you that right now.
Well,
they're going to give the MVP to Jokic.
You can't give someone the MVP that's averaging 25 points.
Well, he's averaging a triple-double basically right now, too. Like,
He's having 10 less points. A bit more production from Luka.
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I sort of agree because, look, Devin Booker last year was the best player on the best team, really. Like, the Suns had the best record in the NBA last year, and he was averaging, he averaged 27. He averaged 27, 5, and 4. So that's not too far off what Jokic was. And Jokic was the 6th seed last year. They were the 6th seed.
Yeah, exactly.
So... I don't know. I think there might be some hidden agendas. Like, why does Jokic win the MVP at the 6th seed? Like, just because he didn't have any of his best players? I don't know. He didn't have Jamal Murray for most of the season. But by that same argument, Doncic doesn't have that much help. But I don't think Doncic can get much more help than what he has, to be honest, based on the way he plays.
And it's still the 4th seed, and their team is garbage.
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know. I think
my top 5 would probably be Luka. Giannis is at 5th is ridiculous. Should be Luka, Giannis, Jason Tatum, Durant, and Jokic 5th.
Tyson, you agree?
Or Durant and Jokic can switch.
I'd switch Tatum and Giannis.
You think Tatum's 2nd?
Yeah, I'd put him 2nd.
Wait, you're a Lakers fan and you're saying this stuff about Celtics?
He's balling. They're a great team, and he's doing his thing.
You're supposed to be a Lakers fan.
They have the best system. That's why he's playing so well. Like, that's not him being the best player. That's just him being the best system.
Well, he's still knocking down shots, and he's doing it. He's doing it consistently. So
You think
I don't.
Yeah, but like Tatum doesn't take
33-12.
over though. Like Tatum in the finals basically just got folded like a chair. Like
That's his first time in the finals.
so,
He's so what? So you're gonna just
so,
base it off one time?
It's just another basketball game. Man.
so. But like even in the conference finals against Miami, like he had a good series. He didn't have a great series. Like he had a great series against the Nets when they completely whitewashed them. But that was because the Nets were just reeling at that point.
Hey, you can't really diss him though. He's still
I mean, I'm not.
he's a
He's not,
machine.
Yeah,
he's not second in MVP. Like I agree. Like Giannis and Doncic are both ahead of him right now.
I'd say Doncic, but I'd say it's pretty even with Giannis.
Okay, but Giannis is averaging 33, 12, and 5, and Tatum's averaging 31, 8, and 4. And there's like what is the game difference?
Every stat is
And
better.
they're 2.5 games. They're 2.5 games ahead. Like,
Every stat is better, bro.
But like, I get like because Giannis, like who else is really there to do what to do like what Giannis is meant to do on that Bucks team?
what do you mean? What's your point?
Like, who else is going to do it besides Giannis? Like, no one.
You're
So Giannis
saying, yeah, I know what you're saying. You're saying
But that just makes that
he's
just
taking all the
that,
numbers.
yeah, but that just improves our point more because he's by definition the most valuable player. If you can just plug someone into Tatum's role and they can have a similar impact, how does that make Tatum the most valuable player?
The Boston Celtics system is the best system in the league at the moment. Therefore,
Great.
they win games. He's playing well, and he has
he's
to
playing
play
well, and
I'm not
he's
saying
got
he's a
Jaylen
scrub.
Brown backup as
I'm not
well.
saying he's a scrub. I'm just saying
Exactly.
he's third.
You
Like,
got.
it's
You
not
got
I just put him second, in my opinion.
What about that?
I like what
Big
he's
call.
doing. He's young. He's doing this. He's having a great run. Bounce back from the finals. I reckon he's making a name for himself.
I don't know. Personally, I think it would be a disservice
They
to
ain't
the
making
NBA
it.
if Jason Tatum won an MVP before Doncic did, considering the disparity they have in stats.
I will eat dirt.
Oh, I'm not saying he's winning before.
Well, you eat a
Doncic.
frog? You're gonna eat a frog like Shaq?
Yeah. I would
I'm saying Lucas first, then Tatum, then I'd go Giannis, and then whoever follows.
I don't know.
follows.
Look, like the fact that he has like the best name in the world kind of just like gives him more bonus points for MVP anyway. But I think that he is playing insane right now for what he's doing. But I don't know. I still have some issues. But look, we can get into that on another episode, guys. It was a pleasure having you on here. We have gone a bit over time, but that's okay. Oscar and Tyson will definitely be back on for some more NBA talk as the season progresses. We are heading into the All-Star break soon, the trade deadline coming up soon, so we'll see if
Zach LaVine
some
stays in
teams
Chicago.
will splash. I think definitely my Clippers and Oscar's Bulls will definitely be doing some things in the trade market. I'd like to think Tyson's Lakers would too, but they don't really do that much in the
They
off-season,
want LaVine,
let
but what are they
alone
gonna
the
give up?
deadline, so I think they might just sit pretty with what they have. You know, maybe they trade Pat Bev and
The
I don't know.
Lakers have no future.
Bojan Bogdanovic is the only name I've been hearing. I don't know who else is going to come.
He's
Zach
gonna change
LaVine.
things up.
Zach LaVine, bring
Zach
him over.
LaVine? Zach
You've
LaVine?
got nothing. You have nothing to give up.
Hey, Lakers.
Nothing to give
We got
up.
everything. We got everything. Austin Reeves, he's same thing. Just
Yeah.
one for one.
Zach
One for
Get out of
one.
here.
Zach
One for
LaVine
one,
and
one for
Alex
one.
Caruso for
The
Austin
fact that
Reeves
he's
and a bag of
seventh-
chips.
The fact that
Do
he's
that.
seventh on the All-Star votes is ridiculous. By the way.
Hey.
Hey, what about
Hey.
Kevon Looney? He's not any better.
God, no, man. This is ridiculous. All-Star voting is stupid.
Hey,
Hey, D Rose,
Numbers are
D
numbers.
Rose got some votes in the
I love
All-Star.
him, but he shouldn't be there. He shouldn't
Look.
be there. I'm a realist.
Look, gents, thank you for being on here. I'll definitely have you on again. We might even have another guest who I know has some strong opinions too. We'll see how we go.
Please.
But
No.
it was a pleasure. It was a pleasure having you on here. Have a good day, guys.
Yeah,
thank
see
you,
ya.
thank you.
Anyway, thank you everyone for listening to Priceless Takes, episode 11. We will see you guys next time. Bye bye.